fairly easy, but I try to get the distance to the closest parks, which is a little bit harder because the parks are not a point not a point but an area, and if you try to find the closest point to the center of the area, it's different. So I ended up creating a map of green areas, not yet distance to them, but just creating the map of the green areas in Slovakia. I try to make it as offline and as independent from any servers or services as possible. So all this is downloading from my server, so there is no other service used. There is some background imagery from my FreeMap server. Then on top of it is MVT tiles which show vectors of various parks and green areas, which you can click and zoom a little bit in, and it is very, very nice. The blue dots you maybe see here, those are entrances to the park. So when I will be searching from like closest park from this area, it will be searching for these entrances. Which in those small areas is not important, but having a bigger park like this one, it makes difference whether you search distance to the center of the park or the closest entry point. As you can see, I try to sort out the definition of what is a park. We have three colors here. This is leisure park in OpenStreetMap definition. The darker one here is just a regular forest, and the light green is some grass areas. And now for the fun part, how it's done offline. Hopefully it works. And it's here. First we prepare data, just a simple SQL query which prepares two types of data. One is for the parks, one is for the entrances. We do some pre-processing and grouping of the data from OpenStreetMap data into various groups. That needs to be worked on because, for example, I am not sure how to deal with private parks, because they are good, better than industrial areas, but not as good as public parks, because you cannot enter them. And the most important part is this MVT scripts, which creates Mapbox vector tile, which then you can render on the client. I try to make it as simple as possible, and it combines two data sources. One is park entrances, fairly easy. The other one is parks, which include the name of the park, the type, and the area. So at the end you have MVT with two data sets having different areas, different tags, and then you can render it with as simply as this one, which you can just here describe which color it should be. The next steps is find the closest ones, so connect the previous library with this one and make the definition of parks more robust, maybe distinguishing between private and public areas. So for example, football pitches, which are grass, but which you cannot enter, but they are better for the environment than, let's say, parking places. And include trees in there, which is just a normal point element. So thank you for attention. I tried to make a background from Copernicus data, but I failed. But yes, it's only OpenStreetMap.
Yeah, but to what I understood, also this extraction of the data about the green areas might be used in the case like was presented, I think, in this project of Terra Cognita, because they I suppose use the methodologies through which you could actually get the data which you see here, but these data are coming from the OSM itself.
It's from OSM database, but you can, if you have any PostGIS.
Okay.
It's a simple one.
Okay, cool. Cool, thanks a lot. Any more questions? If no, before we will close the final presentations, we have one extra contribution which will be shared with us by our colleagues from